All right, Cancer, welcome to your weekly forecast. This is for November 27th through the 3rd of December 2017. And this video is for Sidereal. If you are new to the channel, definitely check out the link down below. We're using the actual size of the constellations, which is different from mainstream astrology. So the signs are different, and you do want to make sure you're watching this for the right sign. All right, so Cancer, this week we do have quite a bit going on astrologically, most of which is concentrated over the weekend. It's a full moon, essentially, so very important for your sign, of course. As we approach the weekend, you may notice a bit of momentum, a bit of awareness, and this sort of cultivation, too, of a lot of the stuff maybe you've been working on this past week or two with this new lunar cycle. We also have Mercury retrograde we'll talk about. We have a very important aspect with Jupiter trine Neptune, all of which is concentrated around Saturday, Sunday. But let's break this down one day at a time, looking at Monday, Tuesday coming into this week. Mercury will be conjunct Saturn. And so there is this sort of more disciplined energy collectively. I think the discipline for you coming into the week is you might start to be thinking about things a bit seriously, but good to do anything that involves your mind and learning with discipline. Just sort of new beginning here, a very large chapter about slow and steady development. Maybe a lot of you too in terms of communication, right? Some development there and seeing the importance of that. And then maybe some of you as well getting some rest or some alone time, kind of taking that stuff seriously. Maybe deep spiritual or psychological things that you can do to establish yourself for this yearly cycle with these planets. Now, Mercury is going to revisit Saturn next week after his retrograde, during his retrograde there. And so this will be revisited. So establishing yourself, moving it forward, but I think with flexibility will be a great way of working with this stuff. And again, it is about your mind. It is about communication. It could also be about you expressing yourself, actually. There's a lot of emphasis on this right now with the sun here. Mercury retrogrades. Most of Mercury retrograde is going to be in your 5th house of re-examining what you enjoy in life, what you're passionate about, and your self-expression. So anything you can start to establish with that Monday, Tuesday can be great. All right, so then once we get into here about Thursday, Friday, we do have Mars opposite up to Uranus. So this is a bit of that chaotic energy of things kind of being all over the place collectively. But there is a healthy way of working with this, and I think it is about balance. I think the balance, or let's just say you might feel a bit of that erraticness, maybe with that self-expression, maybe with the things you enjoy, or the things that are close to your heart, and maybe even too with your career. So listen to that freedom, because there is something here that is needing some sort of change with these areas, self-expression and career, that you can implement, but doing so in a balanced way, without tipping the scales, without going to any extremes. And I think the area of balance here is really with your perspective on matters. Lately, these past couple months, you've had a lot of direct drive for more of the practical things in your life. And again, maybe you've been very direct with your communication and assertive there, and putting energy into maybe communication or learning and things like this. And Uranus is in your 9th, which is all about new ideas, new philosophies, new perspectives. So this balance point really is about how you can take the possible and merge it with the practical. How you can take this practical energy you've been developing and sort of expand upon it and make it a little bit more limitless, so that it's not so, concentrated or heavy. So seeing the big picture while maintaining a true connection to the practical important things in your life, I think will be a great way of working with this opposition. All right, and then once we get into the weekend, we're going to start to feel this Jupiter trining up to Neptune, a very nice trine, actually. It's the first aspect here, so we'll be going on all the way through August of next year. So very supportive here, and I think the area that it's supporting you with is with your communication sector again. Jupiter is already over the past really year and a half at this point, helping you learn about the importance of communication, learning. You're open-minded here. A lot of you may be studying or doing some mental or practical things like that. So you have this good support where you're willing to go with the flow. You're very receptive to information and communication, and the mind is very receptive. You're also very deep with that Neptune in the 8th house, but in a good way. It's kind of open and vulnerable maybe with that communication as well. But the other area supporting you, and this is something you'll start to notice next week in particular, is the shift into your 4th house with Jupiter. This is the house of home and of health. So a lot of you are going to have this bit of luck with Jupiter here through going into 2018, and opportunity to establish your roots, get connected to your home, to maybe family, and all in all, learn about your health, right? Learn about your body, your health, things like that, for you to really establish your roots and a connection to your body and your personal life here. All right, so very nice aspect. And so with that will be the full moon on Sunday. And this is going to be a full moon in your 11th house, which is the house of friends, any groups or organizations you're a part of, and also your future ideals. So seeing the future, seeing potentials, again, very much activated for you. And so really good time to do the status check about your future and what inspires you. What aspires you, right? What are your aspirations? And how is the whole friend and group sector going? So this is a great time to reevaluate this. It could also be a high point for a lot of you with those things. And Mercury retrograde, right? So with that, there is this now reconsideration and reflection in terms of your self-expression. It's going to be the bulk of where Mercury is going to be retrograde here these next few weeks. So what is it you're passionate about? What is it you enjoy? All right, what's close to your heart? And how can you bring that into the community? How can you bring that into your aspirations? Either or. And that's really the key and the balance with this full moon. And this is really just two sides of the same coin. The community needs us to be expressing ourselves, and what we enjoy needs to be something that contributes and gives. So it's something like that, and finding that balance for you will be great. And I also want to mention too that Venus is going to be shifting into your 5th house of self-expression this weekend. So a lot of you are going to be seeing a lot of values about what, again, you enjoy, what you're passionate about, what you like to create. A lot of you getting into hobbies and things like that, maybe more so with and enjoying that with Venus there. Now, one thing I do want to say with this weekend and really this full moon is that it is going to be squaring up to Neptune. So it is collectively on the challenging side, but it's that we want to challenge ourselves. And the area we want to challenge ourselves with is having faith and trust. Again, letting go of what's outside of our control, being present, doing things that are meditative, constructive spiritually is a great way of working with this, and continuing to develop your future aspirations and your passions, but with that present moment awareness. All right, Cancers, have a fantastic week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all very soon for the next forecast. Take care.